What is the Navy SEALs? Because, around the world, I think people are aware of the term Navy
Sure.
SEALs, but we don't actually know fully what it is.
Yeah. So every branch of, I think, basically every military in the world. This is a broad generalization, but it's usually the case that virtually every branch of every military has some form of specialized unit that carries out special operations. It's the stuff that the Call of Duty video games and Modern Warfare. Those are based on like the idea of specialized combat units that go out and do these kind of difficult and high stakes missions. And so in the US, you have the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Coast Guard, and the Air Force, and each of them have like their like respective special operations divisions. Like you have Marine Special Operations in the Marines, you have the PJs, the pararescue jumpers in the Air Force. So there's multiple. But of all these special operations units in America, of all the different branches, you could make the case that the most, and I'm gonna get some flack from people that disagree with me, the most, let's just say, well-known and potentially most skilled, and I say that carefully because of course there are other groups like the Green Berets who are incredible at certain things, but the most skilled at multiple disciplines is very likely the Navy SEAL teams. And it's because the acronym SEAL stands for Sea, Air, Land, so SE and AL. The idea is, even though it's under the Navy, which is sort of like maritime and water, the reality is that the SEAL teams are a special operations group that can insert into virtually any environment, sea, air, or land. They can also use multiple insertion platforms, whether it's diving, jumping, going in on land. It's like a highly versatile special operations group, whereas a lot of the other special operations groups, not just in the United States, but internationally, are kind of specialized in certain geographies. Like you have mountain warfare specialists, you have like the Dutch have this incredible diving unit, but the SEALs are like, we do everything.
Mhm.
And they also sort of came into prominence. They started in the 60s under JFK. They really came into prominence post 9/11 because they were being sent out into the Middle East, which is, it's a landlocked place. But this Navy Special Operations Unit was being very successful carrying out, kinetic operations all across the Middle East. So it's like a very famous jack of all trades special operations group that, especially after the Bin Laden raid as well, that sort of made them celebrities. But even before that, they were very well known as like the jack of all trades special operations group.